Hey folks, I'm Marcel, and yes, I'm back with the Pulse. And today we're going to talk again about NMN and the latest information that's come out recently in the media just this week, thanks to Josh Long at Natural Products Insider. And he released information concerning a letter that Metro Biotech, they wrote this letter, submitted it to the government to put on record that they support FDA's decision to ban NMN as a dietary supplement. Now, if we backtrack for a moment, and we're at a stalemate, and I'm going to talk more about that in a moment, but if we backtrack for a moment, a couple years ago, FDA, and it's been that long now, just almost a year and a half ago, FDA came out with a letter stating that NMN no longer met the definition of as a dietary supplement. And then they amended their position, seemingly this past summer, with another letter postponing their response to a citizen petition that essentially what Metro is responding to is this citizen petition that was submitted early last year in 2023. And FDA came out and said may not meet the definition of a dietary supplement in a new letter where they postponed their response. They asked for more time because they were consulting their legal team. So now we've got this letter from Metro. It's a 12-page letter, and it's full of legalese. In fact, Josh Long said, it's got his head spinning. And he has a legal background, by the way. It's 12 pages. I read the whole letter, and yeah, I'm not even a legal expert. And I'm saying, but they seem to be saying the same thing over and over again, which is we agree with the FDA because we agree with the FDA because the FDA is right, and we should own NMN because we did this research. And the date we published it was March 2021, but our research was going on before that, and it doesn't need to be the public date. So we're getting into this dates again, which we've talked about many times. Well, let's backdate everything, okay? Let's go back to why NMN is a supplement to begin with. Why are they having to battle the supplement industry and myself and you who are taking NMN as a supplement? Why are we on opposing sides here? Who invented this NMN supplement market? Why is it being sold? They said it was being sold illegally. Well, who was promoting it? Who told everyone to get it and take it and make it? Oh, wait, that was David Sinclair. David Sinclair is the head domino in all of this. David Sinclair invented the research behind NMN, or at least promoted the research behind NMN. He invented the public demand for NMN. He invented the supplement industry for NMN, which is now over $100 million. David Sinclair invented the company that is now trying to take it over, Metro Biotech, and used his influence at Harvard and with the FDA to try to reverse course. And why did he do that? Well, he stated that I never made any money from NAD precursors. Okay, you promoted it as a safe supplement that exists in the food supply already, which is, by the way, a definition of supplements. If you're going to win the race to market, you have to show that it existed in the food supply prior to it being a drug. But he's the one that said it exists in the food supply. He's the one that said you'll die in 30 seconds without NAD+, which NMN boosts.
Talk a little bit about why NAD is important in our bodies. It's really important. If it disappears, we're screwed, right?
Well, we'd be dead in 30 seconds. We need it for energy, but it was discovered about 100 years ago by Germans who were looking at extracts in yeast, and there was this component called NAD that was necessary for chemical reactions.
And we didn't say what that stands for.
So NAD stands for nicotinamide, which is vitamin B3, and adenine dinucleotide. This is a sugar and a phosphate. The important part about it is that our cells use NAD to transfer hydrogen atoms between proteins and even DNA. That is really important for life.
So why are we taking it? Because David Sinclair told us he gave it to his father. He's doing great. He's 80 years old. He's taking it himself. His age is reversing. You should probably take it. You can do this. It's safe. It's a supplement. It's a natural ingredient. And it boosts NAD, which you lose as you age. And it's so essential to life that you'll die in 30 seconds without it. That's a pretty compelling argument to take a supplement. It may be the most compelling argument ever made to take a supplement. And David Sinclair is the person that made that argument. He certainly made it the loudest and certainly made it in the most public way.
You're taking about a gram a day in the morning. Also in the morning, you take NMN.
I do. And there you don't have to worry about food. It's dissolved easily. You can put it in water or swallow it, put it under your tongue. And so I do that. That's my main combo in the morning.
How much NMN are you taking in the morning?
Again, it's a gram, but that's not a guess. That's actually based on the human studies that we've done that show that a gram over 10 days raises your NAD levels about twofold.
And that's sort of the dosing amount that we're seeing in a lot of the human studies now, both the past studies and the current studies that are ongoing.
I take 1 gram of NMN every morning along with my resveratrol. The reason is in humans, we know that doubles NAD levels, which is important because someone my age has half the levels of NAD than I did when I was 20.
Now, let's go back to Josh Long for a moment. And what's Josh say? Well, we seem to be on a collision course with litigation. This needs to be litigated. Metro wants the FDA apparently to litigate for them. Are they going to litigate against a $100 million industry, a $1 billion industry, okay, multi-billion-dollar industry, right? The U.S. supplement industry alone is over $5 billion a year. So you're going to litigate against them at a time when the political, social environment is pro-natural products. It's the public is very much behind natural products over drugs right now for obvious reasons. The last few years haven't been the best example of the drug industry and the government working together. Okay, we'll leave it at that, right? So is this the climate that you want to attack the supplement industry? You want to attack a multi-billion-dollar industry over a $100 million product? And then think about the timing. So this gets litigated. So somehow, one way or another, this ends up in front of a judge. You could just play back David Sinclair's words. You'll die in 30 seconds without NAD+. It's essential to life. NMN boosts NAD+. As a matter of fact, it's the best booster, the most efficient booster of NAD+. That can be debated elsewhere. Like, you want NR, you want niacin, you want NMN. You can debate this elsewhere. They're all forms of vitamin B. They all exist naturally in the food supply. David Sinclair made that point as well. It exists naturally in the food supply, but you won't get enough of it to boost your NAD levels adequately so you can take this supplement. So I know a thing or two about the NMN topic firsthand. Again, had my own results, my family, my friends, and over 10,000 viewers. So why did he push back on it? What was his reasoning? He said publicly just over a year ago, I never made any money on NAD precursors. He never benefited financially, right? And so when you connect all of this, wait a minute, you promoted it as a safe supplement. You created this $100 million market for NMN, right? You inspired people like myself, customers like you, the supplement he inspired all of that. And then he came out and said, well, it should be a drug. And he's got his lawyers at Metro International Biotech writing to the FDA saying, yes, it should be an exclusive drug. Well, FDA backed up. Why? And FDA did come in on it at first. They didn't know what they were talking about. They didn't connect the dots. And by their own admission, the FDA didn't know what they were talking about. They didn't know that NMN, because they were calling it MIB626, they didn't connect the dots that NMN, beta NMN, was the same. So they'd already allowed it as a supplement to a company called Syncozymes. And so they had to then undo that letter, right? Once they figure, oh, this is what we're talking about. Oh, this is going to be a drug. So they really didn't know what they were doing. They didn't connect the dots. They didn't know what they were, quote unquote, banning. They were made aware by myself and others, by Dan Fabricant at Natural Products Association, who is backing one of the citizen petitions, the primary citizen petition. And now, and by the way, Dan Fabricant used to be in charge of supplements under Barack Obama, right? At FDA. Here you got a guy, Dan Fabricant, who's pro-natural products, who served under, Democratic administration, but now he's fighting the current administration and the current FDA to defend NMN and your right to take it. We're at this stalemate right now because FDA is saying, wait a minute, I don't think they knew what they were fighting. I don't think they knew what they were removing. And now you got this back channel maneuvers to get it off Amazon, to get it off Walmart, to get the ads taken off Google, but it's still thriving. So they're trying to attack a natural ingredient that's growing in popularity. And it's already over $100 million a year in the US alone. And it boosts NAD, which you'll die in 30 seconds without. And again, according to David Sinclair, it's a safe supplement that exists in the food supply. But we're here because he wasn't making any money with it. It's a sad state. It really is. It's kind of depressing. It's kind of sad. But we're at a stalemate. I think when a judge hears these arguments in his own words, in David's own words, I think he's going to side with us. I do believe that. I do still believe that NMN, the NMN industry, the NMN community is going to end up winning this battle. We shall see. I'll keep you guys informed as best I can. Take care.